Today, we celebrate the feast of Saint Alphonsus Rodriguez, who gained enduring fame for the extraordinary holiness that shone out of the very ordinariness of his work as a Jesuit doorkeeper of the school for long 46 years. He was born 25th July 1532 at Segovia, Spain, as the second son of a successful wool and cloth merchant. His household provided hospitality to Father Peter Faber, who helped young Paul to prepare for his first Holy Communion. But Rodriguez's path to the Society of Jesus was slow and indirect. When he was 12, his father sent him to the new Jesuit college at Alcalá, but studies abruptly ended when his father died. Alphonsus helped his mother run family business and took over its management altogether. At age 27, he married Maria, with whom he had 4 children. But family life ended when all 4 died. Then heavy taxes drained the life from the business, which eventually fell apart. The young widower viewed himself as a failure. In his distress, he turned to the Jesuits, arrived in Segovia for spiritual direction. Through the inconsolable death of his wife and the family, God led Rodriguez to an extraordinary intimate relationship with himself. The widower spent sad and lonely years in prayer, seeking to do God's will. He wanted to give himself to God as a Jesuit and offered himself as a candidate for priesthood. But his advanced age of 35, poor health, limited education made him unsuitable in the eyes of Jesuits who interviewed him for entrance. In 1568, he moved to Valencia, where his spiritual father had been transferred, and spent 2 years seeking the necessary education to become a priest. He was willing to become a Jesuit brother if priesthood was out of the question. But the fathers who examined him in Valencia came to the same negative conclusion as before. The provincial, however, recognized his holiness and gave him permission to enter the Society of Jesus. On January 31st, 1571, at the age of 37, Rodriguez entered the Jesuit novitiate, but was only sent 6 months later to the College of Montesia in Palma on the island of Majorca of Spanish coast. There, the new brother could finish his novitiate and become famous for his humble job of doorkeeper and his friendship with another Jesuit saint, Peter Claver, apostle to the slaves. In 1579, Rodriguez became the college's storekeeper, whose duties involved receiving visitors, searching for Jesuit or students whom someone sought, delivering messages, running errands, distributing alms to the poor, and most importantly, consoling the troubled whom had no one else to turn to. It was repetitious and monotonous work, demanding much humility, but Rodriguez imagined everyone who knocked at the door to be the Lord himself and greeted everyone with the same smile he would have given to God. Obsessed with the spiritual and given to the extreme self-imposed austerities, he had a special devotion to the Saint Ursula and was so obedient to his superior that when one told him to eat his plate, he tried to cut it with a knife and fork. Students felt the presence and influence of Brother Alphonsus and came to him for advice, encouragement, and prayers. When he was 72, Peter Claver came to the college, aflame with a desire to do something for God, but uncertain how to do so. The two became friends and often discussed prayer and holiness as they walked around the school grounds. The older mentor encouraged the students to go to the South American missions. He died on 31st October 1617 at Palma and was canonized by Pope Leo VIII on 6th September 1887. The Jesuit doorkeeper was always appreciated for his kindness and holiness, but only after his death did his spiritual notes reveal the quality and depth of his prayer life. The humble brother had been favored by God with remarkable mystical graces, ecstasies, and visions of our Lord, Our Lady, and the saints. We like to think that God rewards the good even in his life. But Alphonsus knew business losses, painful bereavement, and periods when God seemed very distant. None of his suffering made him withdraw into a shell of self-pity or bitterness. Rather, he reached out to others who lived with pain, including enslaved Africans. Among the many notables at his funeral were the sick and poor people whose lives he has touched. Once again, wish you all a very happy feast of Saint Alphonsus Rodriguez.